Man, I really need a bigger background for these things. Hey, hello, welcome. It's Playout Sky time. Again, we're gonna have a look at Metal Gear Rising Revengeance Raiden figure. Yes, it's another one from the Playout Sky line, which I have picked up, another old one, because I don't really like the new ones. But that's a whole other story. I mean, I mentioned that in my Liquid review. I'm just really picking up some of the old ones right now. Maybe more, maybe not, we'll see about that. But let's focus on the task at hand and have a look at your boy Raiden. Man, they really tried hard turning this guy into badass after Metal Gear Solid 2, and everybody kind of started hating on him. What else I want to tell you is his size. Let me see what quick he stands at. About almost 28 centimeters to the top of his head, between 27 and 28. So he's a tall bastard, like really one of the tallest I've seen in the Playout Sky line yet. And let's have a look at the fine detail in the face. I mean, first and foremost, I really dig the face sculpt. He looks rugged. He doesn't have the red eye, which is a little bit disappointing. I really would have liked the red glowing eye. He has the blue eyes. We have some more detail here in his earpiece, some more writing. I don't even know what that says. It's so small I can't even see. I dig also how they did the jawline. That's accurate, how it really just kind of falls back. But yeah, this has badass Cyborg Ninja written all over it. What doesn't is the hair. Now the hair sculpt is once again very wild. It looks a little bit more animated, looks a little bit more exaggerated. The problem I have with it is the paint job. Why this luminous silver? I don't get it. I don't think it looks good in contrast with everything else going on. And it certainly isn't accurate. That is not his hair color, absolutely not. For the rest of it, let's have a look at all the fine detail in the figure itself. You have these wires going down his neck. Another thing about the paint job, for whatever reason this side looks a lot more glossy than this side. It doesn't really, you don't really notice it on the lighting or on the camera. We have more detail in the back, writing just like so tiny. I don't know if you can even read it. I can't. Not behind the camera, some more stuff going on. In his neck, also the paint job is very clean. I haven't really seen a slip so far. I mean, I'm just looking for that stuff. I mean, there's really so much going on. I don't even need to comment on it. I just want to let you have a look at all the stuff that's going on. Once again, molding, paint job, have a little bit of spikes going on in shoulder. A little bit of a Shredder vibe I'm getting from this. You have the bicep, more small spikes in the forearm, more tiny writing. So again, more glossy leg plates. And we have some peg holes over here. I think, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can add to him, and when I took him out of the packaging, I just realized how much accessories he has, which is kind of weird for Playout Sky. They aren't really known for putting in so many accessories, but I guess Raiden got the favorable treatment for that. So yeah, I guess I've shown you everything. Once again, there's all kind of small writings going on over here and over there. I don't even know. It's just the attention to detail in those things is quite stunning to me. Let's move over to the articulation. I just for funsies kind of put him in a crouching pose because I think this is very important to a little bit display the ninja action poses you actually can do with a ninja. So crouching poses are important if you ask me. Now let's have a look at the head articulation. It does spin around all the way, but be careful because of the wires that are in his neck and they're kind of getting a little bit in the way. You can still bring them all the way around. You can tilt the head forward. It doesn't go back that much because of the hair, and it does go side to side. Now for the shoulders, you have the big butterfly joints. You can bring them forward, and actually you have the entire torso that moves a little bit with it. And I like that. That looks cool, and it's a very nice feature. You have a hinge over here, so you can bring the arm up 45 degrees. And this shoulder piece is soft plastic, so it does wiggle around a little bit. It doesn't get in the way. You see as it moves up. As I move the shoulder up, you can rotate it all the way around. Then we have a bicep swivel over here. We have the ball joint in the elbow, can bring that up 45 degrees. Also rotate it. No, actually not. The way they molded the forearm, it doesn't really rotate it around. And we have the hand on the ball joint with a hinge, so same thing, rotate it around, and you can bring it up and down. It is ratcheted, as you can hear, for stability, so that's cool. Now the torso area doesn't really look like much, but you do get some decent articulation out of it. He does go forward a little bit. He doesn't really go back that much. And you have all these pieces over here. This one is loose. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that. I think it is though. Then at the crotch piece over here, also can rotate it around and bring it back and forth. It actually goes nicely back because there's nothing really blocking it. You have the entire crotch piece over here, which is soft plastic, so that will bend. You get a little bit of a gap over here though, but I mean, it's not really that noticeable, so I'm okay with it. The legs are ratcheted on ball hinges. It doesn't go up all the way because it's still getting blocked. This is soft plastic, as I mentioned, but as you can tell, it's quite a big piece, so it doesn't really go up all the way, but it's nice enough. And then we'll bring them forward. Also, same thing, I guess it's really the side panel over here that's a little bit too big. I mean, the movement of it is okay, and of course you can rotate it around on the ball joint. Then we got your double hinges in the knees. You got the upper part that moves up and the lower part, and it moves all the way together. You have a knee pad, so it already looks a lot better, and it's nicely molded. It's definitely one of the better knees. And down here at the feet, basically the same thing as the hands. You have a ball joint with a hinge on it, so you can bring that up and down. It does go side to side a little bit, and the front part of the feet can actually be rotated around a little bit, side to side action over here. And there's one more thing I actually forgot when I went over the overall look of this guy. His feet. Do you notice how they're both pointing to the left over here? So yeah, basically I don't know if that's a quality control issue. So if you have the same problem, let me know if that was a common feature on this figure, or if I'm just, you know, bad luck, I guess. Now for the accessories, there's surprisingly much common with this guy, because I'm not really used to that with Playarts Kai. So first of all, I'm going to have a look at his sword, because every ninja needs to have a sword. It's just in a black paint job. The blade is more metallic, so that looks cool. It has a little bit of detail on the handle. You have 3 identical kunais. Those are actually very small, and my lighting is not really on point with these. Let's see what I can do with that in post-production. And then you have a holster for your 3 kunais. You can put that on the side of his gear. You have 2 more hands, more like holding hands. You have a knife. It's the same thing. You always have the black handle with the metallic blade on it. So looks good. I mean, it's all black. It's a ninja. You have a visor, which you can put on his face. You can have the front part of his hair, which you can take off. And you have the visor then for, I guess, combat mode. You have different feet, which I haven't seen before. You got different feet, but yeah, they have bigger heels. I guess they're for climbing or something. And you have this big ray gun, plasma gun for his backpack. I haven't played Revengeance, so I've been exposed right now, but it looks good. Well, it's actually not metallic, this one. Just on a black and gray paint job. You have the blue line over there. A little bit of gold bolts going into it, and of course it is, as you can tell, on the ball joint over here, ratcheted, so you can rotate it around. And I think that packs into his back, and you have another 2 hinges actually over here with this piece. But yeah, the ball joint that I think you can pack into his back. I'm gonna put all of this together right now, so we'll see what this guy has. Oh yeah, and I keep forgetting he also has the Playarts Kai base that is in the plastic in the box. And I'm not taking it out because it's just ripping apart the box. I always thought that was a weird design choice, and I don't really like the base. It's kind of flimsy, and I don't like building it, so I'm not gonna use it. Okay, I gotta say, putting all of this together makes him look even more badass. I like the visor thing, and by the way, which I call the plasma, I don't know, is it still a weapon? Basically, you have holsters for your knife and your big sword, and you have the holsters for the kunais. You can put that on the other side. So there you got that. It looks cool. It just, with all the articulation points over here, it's kind of busy a little bit. I would have just preferred, but I think it's like that in the game, but I'm saying I would have just preferred the holster to peg in. Now, something I learned from the accessories is that the extra feet are supposed to hold his sword, and I tried that and it didn't work, so I don't know about that. This is hard plastic, by the way. It does not really bend. Probably can heat it up a little bit, but I really tried to slide it in. It didn't give at all, so the gaps are a little bit too small, so I don't really know about that. But you can, supposedly, if you want to believe these instructions. And there you got that. Which gonna bring me to the final thoughts. What do I think about this figure? Man, I like the design, and even with all the accessories put onto it, I like him even more. So I don't even know what else to say. I mean, he looks badass. The Cyborg ninja, it's a Metal Gear thing. I didn't even play Revengeance, but still, I really dig the design. They made a great job. The paint job is on point, and all the molding, all the detail in it is great. You have a ton of accessories, which, like I said, I'm not really used to with Playout Sky. The only thing I don't really like is the paint job in the hair and the armor being just kind of more glossy in some places than others, but that's really just small nitpicks on an overall good package. And of course also the weird crooked feet, let me know about that. But still, regardless of all of these things, the positives outweigh the negatives by a lot. So I do recommend this guy once again, if you can still find him, of course, because this has been this is a figure that has been out for a while. So just keep your eyes peeled and check like Army or Mandarake, because they have a lot of pre-owned figures over there, which you can get at good prices. So they got that. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure videos, gameplay stuff, and whatever Raiden wants.